Damn it.
Good evening, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here, and as always, most of the time, joined by my buddy Rob Fat Stacks of Comics.
On Tuesdays, on the regular show day, I'm here.
Yes. And of course, our guest of honor this evening, you know him, you love him, the one, the only, RemyQ. What's going on, Remy? How are you, sir?
How y'all doing today? Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Is it RemyQ Bliss?
Right? Oh, good. See you rocking the. We'll get the plug in now. See you rocking the Spidey's powdered tumblers hat.
I am, and I'm also enjoying my ice cold drink out of this amazing Spidey's powdered tumblers. And this is the DJ Links edition, so you know that it's fantastic.
He's down with the SPT. Yeah, you know me.
All he needs is a hybrid Rob Fat Stacks of Comics shirt and a Nicky 9.5 shirt.
Yeah. And you know what? It's so strange because the community shirts that I have, I think I take better care of those than I do like anything, like any of my other clothes. Like I have a special closet that they go in. I know there's not going to be any children or any animals or anything that can touch them or interfere at all. So
right, aren't they like the best now? It's like I got between my own wardrobe of my own shirts and then like the ones I've been picking up all the other communities. Like, okay, I want to save that one for this show and.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting dressed to go to school. Oh no, I can't do this because on Tuesday, it's picture day, and I want to make sure I have my best.
We got some nice guys jumping in the chat here. Psychedelic Gene, Trev, Spidey's powdered tumblers, Las Cruces.
In fact, yesterday was RemyQ Day.
Ooh,
wow!
National holiday now?
No, I was wearing that. Well, it was in Romania.
Well, he's almost bigger than Hasselhoff over there.
Well, there you are then.
But anyway, Remy, as I like to do with these shows, I'm sure you've seen me do the spiel. Let everyone that is watching on the rewind know exactly who RemyQ is, how you snuck into our back room, and what is your YouTube channel about.
So on our YouTube channel, we have a Thursday show called Let's Talk About It. It's a wacky show where we talk about really anything. It can be anything nerd related. It could be movies, books.
You had a local celebrity, Chip Getler, on.
Yes. It was amazing. I can't believe we were able to book him.
Right?
Yes. It was crazy too because we were able to sneak him on before he was famous and then immediately after he was famous. So I feel like we got the best of both worlds. It's still the same Chip. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It's the same Chip. But now everybody in the world knows who he is. So,
I know he's not the best kept secret anymore.
I know. Now we have to share him with the rest of the internet.
Right. Those bastards. Oh. Now, are you appearing anywhere else soon, Remy? Or you are the new host of Saturday Night Banter, correct?
Yes, we are. So we do the Saturday Night Banter. It's Remy's Place, the community hangout. And I guess, I guess if you've never seen my channel, I also open mail with chainsaws. Yes, probably should put that in there as well. So,
sometimes you're even wearing
box. It might be a mail call. It's
sometimes you're wearing clothes.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm shirtless. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Sometimes you get a visit from Oscar Mayer.
That is true.
And sometimes you see him on other channels pimping DJ Links and Spidey's powdered tumblers.
Oh man, this is amazing. I'm so glad that you guys invited me on, though. Thank you again.
Oh, you're very welcome, man. I actually have a list of people, and I'm just getting them scheduled whenever I can. It's amazing how many people just.
What I'll tell you about this guy RemyQ, though.
It's nice.
This guy RemyQ, he doesn't take days off for his birthday. No,
I
He
don't.
works through them. He
I
makes
don't.
sure that his customers come first.
I don't. I think if you have to shut your business down for your birthday, that's bad business.
All right, so let's start getting into some books, Remy, and a little bit of what makes these books your favorite. Because
Okay.
what I'm expecting from you is something eclectic. Because you have tastes that are all over the place, which is a lot of fun. And
You
I
know
think
what?
that's something. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think that's something I've seen in a lot of our guests is that the best part about the show is seeing the different things that are personal to them. You're not going to be any different. I know you got some fun tastes, so let's see a little bit of it.
So okay. So we'll start off with this. This will be a good one. So the first one I'm going to start off with is Darkseid versus Galactus, The Hunger. This was from the mid '90s, and the reason why this one's so it's a pretty amazing story, but as far as the friends that I hung out with, one of the main things that we did was argue who versus who. That was the big thing, and a lot of folks get out of the comic book scene somewhere like in high school, I guess, and mine actually traveled into high school. It was like a lunchroom thing. Two kids that lived on my block were into books, so like we discussed it kind of into like mid high school, I guess. And Darkseid versus Galactus would come up pretty regularly, and I'm a Silver Surfer fan and a huge Galactus fan. And in this particular book, as opposed to many other verses, there was a clear, definitive winner. Like Galactus was not going to be touched by Darkseid at all. He shoots with his Omega beam, and nothing happens. Like Galactus at any point could have consumed the entire planet. He could have defeated everybody, and essentially he just decided to leave in the end. But there was no like, oh yeah, this was a good fight. This was one-sided, and it was unbelievable. And this,
nice. I'm surprised DC let that happen.
Again, it was pretty crazy.
It's pretty much what I would expect.
Defeats basically everybody, including the Surfer, because at one side, Darkseid ends up controlling Silver Surfer, and he fights Galactus, and yeah, he mops the floor with everybody.
It sounds pretty much what I would expect anytime a man in a kilt fights a man in biker shorts.
Now, did you get that book and then run into the lunchroom and go, "I told you," and then throw it down in triumph?
You know what? So there were not this particular one, but yes, this was definitely brought up. Yeah, this was there was several occasions where somebody would, you could tell like they were sandbagging some information. You know what I mean? And they would lead into like the conversation would lead into so and so versus so and so, and then be like, "Oh, really? Well, if you look at this issue," and they start flipping pages, and then it's like right here it says
short shorts with knee highs. What the hell?
And now you have definitive proof that Galactus wins.
Absolutely, and there was going to be no question about it at all.
That's where I fit in on this scale. All superhero battles should be determined by their trousers.
Well, then purple pants always win, right? The Hulk.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyways, all right.
Oh, you're good. Now I'm waiting for that She-Hulk to come out.
Are we up to book number 2?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Are you done with number 1?
I didn't want to rush you.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine. So this is the Avengers 214.
Oh, very nice.
And so this one in particular was a favorite of mine. It starts out with Johnny Blaze in the desert, and Angel over here is racing through the desert in a Ferrari. And the Ghost Rider doesn't like that. And Angel has a female with him, and he's like, you know what? This isn't fair. Like, my life sucks. I can't love anybody. Like, once they find out about my other half. And so he ends up chasing him down, and he wrecks the car, pulls Angel out. They have a fight, and he actually burns him into a coma. And the Avengers then go out to find Ghost Rider. And one of I guess like the end fight scene or whatever, they eventually find him, and Captain America on a motorcycle chases down Ghost Rider on a motorcycle, and it's a motorcycle battle briefly until Cap wrecks his bike, and Ghost Rider starts to burn all of the Avengers.
But
And
he can't
then
burn Cap, right?
from the flames, a shadowy figure appears, and Thor
Ooh.
very casually laughs and says, I could see why these people might be bothered, but this is nothing for me. And he ends up throwing his hammer at Ghost Rider. Now, Ghost Rider tries to escape initially, and he outruns Thor's hammer. Now, as it eventually it starts to come back, and as it comes back, he reaches around and grabs it, and he uses it to pull him towards Thor. And it's amazing. Like I was like there were so many key points in this where I was like, how's this even happening? And eventually Thor ends up holding him down. He spins his hammer into like a whirlwind, and it holds down Ghost Rider. And they kind of, I think they feel bad for him. Like eventually they do kind of part ways with it, but battle wise, this is a great one, and it's such a silly story to think.
I was gonna say that thing's all over the place.
Yes, I mean, it's like there were so many like weird things that happened in this book, but I've
what
always
number again? Because I'm gonna buy that. It just sounds so
214.
great. 214. I mean, what a crazy story. And all right, can you show us the panel of Thor coming out of the smoke with?
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, what a scene to create, right? You're funny, tiny flame man.
All right. So, real quick, here's the battle of Cap on his bike and Ghost Rider. Look, they're like jumping ravines and like all kinds of stuff.
Just doing it all.
And that's what did it right there. When Ghost Rider went up the mountainside like that, Cap couldn't handle it. All right, so right here.
Wow.
He's got a cape like Batman now. Just
great panels.
And then here's where Ghost Rider starts to outrun Mjolnir.
Yeah, after he had his oh shit moment, right? May have been off more than I could chew here. And
then here's where he grabs it, and it ends up slinging him back towards Thor. And his hammer won't hurt him, so he loses grip, and the bike is what hits Thor.
That is crazy. I can't believe I never heard of that storyline before.
Yeah, I love that.
Good evening, Ignacio. Trev, that is fan. I'm definitely looking that one up. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, Remy, before we get to the next book, I want to know if you did this too, because Silver Knight Kyle was saying that they did a lot of who would beat who comparisons in the Marine Corps in the 80s. But they also did a lot of heated DC versus Marvel fans and what actor would play that in the scenario. Mm-hmm. Did you guys do your own casting too?
We did, and it was mostly because of the section in Wizard where they did that. Like Wizard had its own section where they would say so and so would be this guy, and so yeah, that was definitely
Richard Grieco for Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's what he is.
And all I used to do was sit around and try to figure with my friends and talk about what pitcher could beat which batter and who should be the all-time all-star game. Jesus.
You're having the wrong conversations, Rob.
I know. I wasn't. I hadn't yet developed into a full-blown nerd yet.
Hadn't got your suspenders yet, huh?
No, I was still trying to be a jock.
All right, book number 3, Remy.
Book number 3 is Tales to Astonish, number 88.
Ooh.
And this one I actually hunted down. I had the, I think it was the Marvel Presents, and I didn't realize that was a reprint.
Oh.
But in reading it, that was where I had discovered that this was the first Hulk smash. This first panel right here.
Oh, wow.
If it ever will focus. But essentially, it was a reporter who was flashing. He's trying to snap a picture of the Hulk, and his flash was going off, and Hulk got mad about it, and he said, "Stop, stop taking my picture." Hulk smash, and that was the first Hulk smash in a comic.
And then history was made.
Yes.
And
But again, I love this one because I had the other one, and I had it for a while, and I just thought it was a cool book, and I didn't even know that Again, I don't know what the Hulk ones were called. I don't know if it was Marvel Presents or, but it was the cover was similar, but like this robot in the back was a lot more detailed.
Wasn't it Marvel Adventures? Like
is that what it was? Yeah, I don't remember what it
Tales
was
of
called,
Adventure or something. It was something. Yeah, something wacky.
Yeah, something similar to that. And
that was a great cover though too.
That was the reason why I had hunted that one down. Ugh.
Right.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Empty chair. Well, empty chairs are interesting. They tell stories. You wouldn't believe the ass that sat on me the other day. Holy cow.
Marvel Superheroes Featuring. That's what it was.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, so anyways, for me, it was a big one because I had gotten all these Hulk books and didn't realize that there was a difference in it. And then once it occurred to me, like, oh shoot, this is the actual book. When I was finally able to obtain that one, I was like, oh wow, this is the other one.
Oh, nice.
So similar, but definitely different.
Right, and it doesn't hurt to have the reprint as a reader's copy, and the other one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And even the reprint has a great cover.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's the thing. The detail that they have in that one, and they have a bubble of the Hulk,
right?
And I was like, that makes so much more sense. I mean, this one, it says Hulk, and it's got little Hulk up here, but this one has, at least he's got his full bubble.
Now, being a Hulk fan and a Thor fan, what is your favorite battle between the two?
Funny you should ask. One? So,
all right, Hulk number
255. This one's great because it takes place in New York. It's right outside of New York, and there's a train station where the Hulk is at. And he
I was gonna say, I hope Thor's not taking the train.
No. He calms down, and Bruce Banner's actually trying to escape the city, and a security guard catches him in one of the trains. And immediately, he thinks he's like a bum or whatever, and he chases him off. Well, Bruce runs away because he's like, if I get arrested, this is going to stress me out, and I'm going to Hulk out, and then I'm going to cause mayhem. Now, of course, ironically, Thor, or actually, I'm sorry, Dr. Blake was at the train station YMCA, and he's like helping patients there. When Bruce is running away, though, he ends up almost getting hit by a train, and so he turns into the Hulk and stops it. Then, of course, Thor has to come out and help everybody, and it's an amazing story because it's just a great scene, like in a train yard. I mean, they're picking up trains and throwing them at each other and like crushing each other with pieces of train car. And it's like really, really cool. And that's
what heroes do. They destroy public property.
Exactly. They just don't acknowledge it, except if it's a DC movie. So.
Right.
But in this one, so this is Donald Blake. So he's, if he drops his hammer, he has 60 seconds before he changes from Thor back to human. And in this particular one, he does drop his hammer. Now there's it's a tunnel that has cars in it, and it gets smashed, and they're worried that it's going to collapse, and there's water above it. So Thor actually jumps on a car and holds it up with his back. Well, he drops his hammer, and the Hulk runs over to pick it up. and he keeps, I think he calls him like long hair or Goldilocks or something, and he's getting angry, and he tries to pick it up, and he's like, there's no way that this guy's stronger than the Hulk. The Hulk is the strongest there is, and he continues to pull on this thing, and he finally gets it up, and it's a stick again. And then he goes to grab Thor, and he's a human again, and he doesn't understand what the hell's going on. And he throws Donald Blake aside, and he throws a stick down, and he leaves. But it was so cool. And in fact, in the original Avengers movie, where Thor, they're in like the airplane hangar or whatever, and he grabs Thor's hammer as they're fighting. And he tries to pick it up for a second. He starts to sink into the ground. I was like, this is it. Like, is he going to do it? And I'm like, of course he doesn't. But it's like, you wait for that point. Like, I was like, this was so exciting in this book, though, when that
But
scene
did the
happened.
tunnel collapse or not?
The tunnel did not. No. No, he was able to. Really, what he needed to do was just evacuate the tunnel. So he was holding it up long enough to get everybody out.
But then it didn't collapse. So he really didn't need to. Okay. Great storytelling, Marvel.
He was just posing he was just doing his poser hero.
He just needs.
God damn! Somebody's got to come along with physics.
Maybe it was the reinforcement of himself that made that happen.
He used a little god magic on it.
Oh man!
Now,
I didn't realize that he did some reinforcement construction while he was there.
Right. It's not easy being from Asgard.
Not everybody understands the full power of Thor. You see,
right? He's also a mason,
he's
able to
do
some brick repair while he was there. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah, all right.
Now, you've pretty much been a Thor reader for life, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Do you prefer Thor when he had the Donald Blake, or without having to be tied and punished by being humbled by becoming Donald Blake?
I think I like him better without Donald Blake. He's just Thor all the time. I think
I was holding up bridges. I'd be Thor all the time too. I like more of an unrestricted Thor.
And I think that was kind of a trope of that time, was to give the heroes an alter ego that's perceived as weak to make them more human. But at the same time, I never wanted to read about Donald Blake. I just wanted to read Thor.
That's what I mean. It's like,
Donald Blake.
I mean, I love that book, but when he's in the YMCA treating the patients, I'm like,
I think there was always supposed to be something that allowed
you. Sprained ankle, kid. You'll get over it.
I think it was supposed to be something that would allow you to relate to these godly characters, right? Unlike, try to make you relate to them in some way, and then see those types of issues that they had in their human form carry over. But who knows?
Joe called in fashionably late, so he gets all the attention he needs. No, just kidding, Joe. How you doing, buddy? Just picking. Oh, nice to see you, sir. All right, this is a great list so far, Remy.
Well, thank you. So the next one is going to be Silver Surfer number 4. I have my slab that Tyler sent me, but I did grab my Fantasy Masterpiece version because this is the one that I read. And this one I enjoy because this was another situation where you get an advantage for one person. And actually at the end of this, now it is an early Silver Surfer, but at the end of this battle that they have, Silver Surfer, essentially, he's tricked by Loki and sent to Asgard. He fights a bunch of people. Ultimately, he fights Thor. And he kind of overcomes Thor a bit. He tries to strip him of his hammer. Thor absolutely says that's not going to happen and resists that, and eventually he does. And then the Surfer realizes that although he has won the battle, he had an unfair advantage, and he was like kind of like super powered from Loki, and he was like supercharged as opposed to what he normally would be. And ultimately, he seals Thor's hammer in this like cosmic like field, like a force field, and Thor just smashes right through it. And then Surfer realizes, well, shoot, I think he was holding back this whole time. He legitimately could have won, but he understands that I'm not here, to be a villain.
Malice.
And just it's the last few pages of this. I mean, I love this. Is my favorite cover of all time. It's a very iconic cover. I actually have the Thor statue. I'm trying to get Surfer now. But the last few pages of this are what crucial with the God of Thunder versus Silver Surfer, because Silver Surfer versus Thor, I think, is like one of the best battles that you can have. And so to actually have it in print where Surfer's like, yeah, I might have won, but
yeah, I could have got my butt whipped too.
Like for me, for a Thor fan, that's what I wanted to hear. So yeah, that one definitely tops the list.
Now, Lady Fantastic had a question for you. She asked, "How do you feel about Jason Aaron turning What If issue 10, volume 1 into several successful runs?" I'm not sure what she means by that, because I don't think I've read those What Ifs.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that.
Next time she's on the channel, I'm going to have her clear that up for us. Silver Surfer versus Hulk. Oh, okay. Now, let's see. Jane Foster, Thor. Oh, all right. She's giving us all the info there. Lady Thor. Now, what are your feelings about Jane Foster, Thor, Remy?
I'm okay with it.
Like, I mean, were you a fan?
She's not hard to look at.
Comics?
I don't own too many. I mean, the newer Jane Foster Thors. I have a couple of the ones that they've come out with. But Thor as the, like, I always thought it was cool when somebody else
was worthy.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like, not just one worthy person.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the idea. That's really neat. And so yeah, I don't mind if it doesn't necessarily have to be Thor himself. Because I guess essentially you still are Thor. It says you're Thor, so.
Oh, here we go. Lady Fantastic saying issue 10 was Jane Foster Thor. Jason Aaron created the Jane Foster Thor runs, basically a story arc with a singular issue that sort of served as a premise. Oh, okay. She's got so much knowledge, I can't keep up with her. She's too smart. She is. Betamax Phil. Yeah. What did you think now? It had to be a big moment for you in that last Avengers movie when Cap finally picked up the hammer and Thor was like, yes. Like, were you nerding out in the theater when that happened?
Yes. I was, and I was happy that they kind of went full circle with that, or not full circle, but that they actually went all the way. And it wasn't that he necessarily just picked it up. I mean, he was shooting lightning. He was doing all kinds of stuff. Like, right. That was what was
like
really
he was cool. A natural.
And even when he started swinging it, like, I was like, yes, this is it. Yeah, no, that was definitely. I think for everybody, that was kind of a moment where you're like, everybody gets pumped at that moment in that movie.
That's one of those moments you wait for when you're watching those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I always call them the ultimate nerd moment.
Well, and I didn't expect it. That was the other thing. Like even when he throws it and it comes back to him, I didn't expect it to happen. Right. I talked to other people. They're like, yeah, I figured that would be it. And I was like, I had no clue. I was completely thrown off by that.
Well, and it was great too, just because they teased you in Age of Ultron with just a wiggle, and you saw the concern in Thor's face.
Yes.
But the way he was excited about it just showed the growth of Thor also between the movies, and him being able to accept someone else picking it up and being able to wield it, and like it was character growth with a very simple scene but effective.
Yeah.
Because he was still a little cocky when Cap almost picked it up the first time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and that was the thing is after he kind of giggles about it, and it was like I was like, oh shoot, okay, this is this is definitely you could tell that there was a little bit of fear involved with that, like oh shoot, like is this happening? You know what I mean?
Right. All right. So number what? Number 6 now. We just saw Fantasy Masterpiece.
Okay. So this one is so this is my Forever People number one.
Oh yes.
So my Forever People number one. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I got this one just so that I could throw it in DJ Lynx's face. He had bought a raw copy to get it graded, and I found this book. It's a beautiful book. It's a 0.5, and it's the only 0.5 on the CGC census.
There you
Super
go.
rare.
One of one.
Yeah, it's a one exactly. So anybody out there with this book, you don't have a 0.5, or at least CGC hasn't upgraded their census yet to tell me that. And yeah, so I absolutely love this. And the reason it's a 0.5 is because it's missing a big chunk out of the back. And I think that gives me an even more of an advantage because now I can read part of it.
Right. Well, it's a
I got
case.
Superman here. Like, this is great. And it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't find a better presenting 0.5 than that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that they gave it the blue label like that, went that way. So because CGC half the time they love to just automatically slap a green label on there unless you actually make the effort to say please don't do that.
Yeah, it's I was wondering. I don't know how to. Is that just a separate part that they have for that? I've never requested a blue like versus.
I don't
a green
know.
label.
I think it is a paper form thing. I'm not sure. I've never tried to do it either. I send books in, and I know that it seemed like to me that if there's a green label thing, that seems to be at least with the books I have submitted. That seems to be their default is to go to the green label and grade based on that rather than throw a crappy blue label on it or a crap
Jerry's
number blue
saying
label.
it should be higher.
Well, if they're counting it as incomplete, which
right usually gets the green label.
But yeah, it could have been graded higher with the green label, but it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a encapsulated copy, and it is what it is, and people are gonna love it or not love it.
Oh yeah, I'll go with Joe too. I'll go with Jerry over CGC. You got that right, Joe.
Well, that's because CGC's got it out for Jerry.
0.5 first Poison Ivy. There you go.
See,
yeah.
You could.
I'm expecting mine to come back 0.5 when it gets back from wherever the hell CBCS. But
now, Remy, imagine like something like Jerry does, right, with leaf casting. Imagine cracking that bad boy open, getting that back page leaf casted so it's whole, and resubmitting it.
I don't know. Well,
I like. It would ruin your one of one, though.
That's what I mean. I like that. It's like there's a bunch of people that have that. There's not another CGC 0.5
though. We can make them.
Best looking 0.5 on the planet.
Yes, that would. You know what? You should do that. Get like a 1.5 or something. Just bend the corner a little bit and send that thing back in there. I want to throw this in RemyQ's face.
Make yours complete. Just crumple it up in a ball, then open it up and submit it.
That's what you get. All right, number 7, sir.
All right, number 7.
I'm having fun just watching Remy in the background here. He's all into his books. Look at him go.
Yeah. So number 7 is the Mighty Thor 468. This is the Blood and Thunder. Not to be confused with any movie stuff that previously Blood and Thunder. And it's part 1. Now, originally I was going to show part 2 because part 2 is where Thor and Surfer go at it. I mean, this is where they have this on the cover, but Surfer actually doesn't appear until the very last page. In this one, Thor takes out Beta Ray Bill actually, and it's on an asteroid. And he hits him, and the asteroid explodes underneath Beta Ray Bill. Like this is when Thor goes mad, and This story is unbelievably amazing. And again, in part 2, Silver Surfer and Thor battle it out, and Thor ultimately comes out on top. The best.
Remember last time I let you win? This is for that.
And it's just cool. So I mean, in this story, he's crazy, he's enraged. You know, it's a mad god, and they end up having to get they get Gamora and Thanos and all kinds of. I mean, like the Adam Warlock gets in on it. Like everybody has to come together to stop Thor. But this is the first part of that, and
Do they get Hercules? Because it's always fun to watch him beat up Hercules. Now, what did you think? Were you disappointed that you did not get Beta Ray Bill in the last movie, or were you even expecting?
Oh God, Gary, you ruined it for me now.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you're going to survive.
This whole time, that's what Rob's waiting for.
Rob's the only one who hasn't got a spoiler.
I haven't gone and seen it yet. And
oh, sorry.
You haven't seen it, and the whole time you were praying. You were like, "Please have him."
He's gonna be there.
Hey, yeah, Rob, no Beta Ray Bill.
Hey, Gary, fuck you. No.
You know what?
I don't care.
I was happy when what was the animated movie? World War Hulk.
See, yeah, ruined it for Lady Fantastic, Gary.
So in World War Hulk, they have Beta Ray Bill that ends up battling him as a gladiator Hulk, and I thought I freaked out about that. But yeah, as far as the live action, I don't know. I'd be interested to see how they do that. I think that's a harder one. I mean, obviously with CGI now and everything, but that's a hard character to like pull off as far as how he looks. Like I could see a lot of people having an issue with how they ultimately would make that character look. So I don't know.
Well, WWE did it with Manotaur back in the early 80s. So I'm sure they could do it with Beta Ray Bill.
Right? I mean, you did it with Groot, you did it with Raccoon, so you're good there. But I take off spoilers. I didn't know so many people hadn't seen it yet.
Well, you guys that were all in such a rush to go see it gave it such great reviews that we were all okay. I guess we can sit back and relax. There's no rush.
Hey, I found it extremely whelming.
You mean the excitement that the comic community gave you after watching it, Rob, didn't make you feel like you're missing out on something?
No, it didn't. It was sad as I had bought ticket to go see the movie, and I forgot that I had bought a ticket. So I did. So I paid money to see it, but never went and saw it. Natalie
Portman looked good as usual, so no surprise.
Well, I had no doubt about that, but you know, the internet.
And you know what?
There's an internet
did a
for
really
that.
Good job with her as well as being like.
I'm sure that, and to be equal there, Gary, I'm sure that Chris Hemsworth looked pretty good too.
Well, yeah, he was pretty much
huge.
It was just him in a big Thor banana hammock.
The whole time, just walking.
Right. But have you seen my thing?
What number are we at? 8? Is this number 8?
Yeah, number 8. Sorry, we got distracted.
So this is Thor 148. Origin and first appearance of the Wrecker.
Right.
And so the Wrecker is probably my favorite Thor villain. On paper, they're very similar power-wise, but the Wrecker is just not enough people give him enough love. He's a fantastic character, and really, like I said, he's almost like a Thor, but with a crowbar. I mean, he's like a thugged out. Look at this guy,
right?
And they should update him, give him the foo bar,
right?
This was one when I got this book, I was like I couldn't believe it. Like I made it's on my channel, but it's early on, and I remember getting this, and I was just like, oh, like I was so excited to finally get the Wrecker,
and a fun cover too.
Oh yeah.
Like, man, you just need a panel of that bar hitting Thor square in the face,
And then bending around it like in the cartoons,
right?
like a steel girder around Popeye's head.
Right? Yeah, I didn't hate it either. I was just really expecting a little bit more from it, but I'm I just just want to be entertained, and I'm pretty easy to entertain.
I am too. And so
Yeah.
that's like I left the movie. I was like, all right, yeah.
I'm just happy to have these movies and TV shows.
That you know what?
Gary
I
is so
remember
easy to be entertained. You can just give him a set of keys, and he'll sit there in the corner.
That's it. That's
I remember thinking about that in it was probably the late '90s or I'm trying to think when did the Fantastic Four movies come out?
oh, the Richard Corman. No, just kidding. No.
Here, I was say which ones. Jessica
Oh,
Alba
those-
The Jessica Alba Fantastic Four movies.
versus the
Was that the late '90s or early 2000s? Something
it was right after Spider-Man. Right?
that had to have been early 2000s. Anyways, when those came out,
2005.
okay, yeah, when that came out, I remember thinking, I was like, all right, you guys are still a bit off before you can pull off a good Thor. Like, I just remember thinking, like, you're not going to be able to do the lightning any justice or any of this. Like, and sure enough, a couple years later, they did it. So, yeah, I'm excited just to have the movies out there, and I get to watch the characters I love, and so that's cool.
You know, in the second one,
You got Conan early, Gary. That's the thing.
right?
And not only that, but you got an amazing Conan. Like, you're not going to get another Conan like that.
Hopefully, at some point. But well, oh shit, what were we just talking about? Well, before Conan.
Fantastic Four?
Yes. So the second one, which everyone hates, I didn't mind. I really thought Doug Jones was a great person to cast as the image of Norrin Rad. Because Doug Jones is just so versatile. Of course, Lawrence Fishburne, a great voice. I never liked who they cast as Doom in those movies. Doom brought them both down. And everyone hated on Jessica Alba. I thought she was just fine as Sue Storm.
I thought she was fine too.
I think they were just hating the hate. Yeah, exactly. Those unstable molecules kept everything pretty stable.
All right.
Number 9, Remy.
Number 9 is a what if book. Have you gotten a what if yet on the show?
Oh, is it what if Thor versus Conan?
Nope.
Oh.
It's what if the Hulk went berserk.
Oh, nice.
Now this is the worst cover in my collection. I have whacked hacked 25-cent books that have better covers than this. But the story is phenomenal, and actually the artwork inside is phenomenal as well. I was never a fan of the cover, but I mean, look at this. Look at the interior.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good.
So in this one, for those who haven't read it, it all has to do with Bruce Banner was 1 second late when they shot the gamma the gamma bomb went off, and he has like a mind meld. It's like E.T. and Elliot with what's his name, Rick Jones. And they get like a mind meld where they can like sense each other's feelings and stuff. And they end up after the bomb goes off, Bruce and him they're like in this medical facility on a base, and Bruce instantly like hulks out and he busts through the wall and he runs out, and they're doing all these experiments on Rick, trying to I think eventually they figure out that they have this mind meld, and they end up experimenting on. Well, as they're experimenting on him, the Hulk can feel the pain that he's going through, so he just gets like enraged more and more, and he ends up.
I'm Rick Jones, bitch. Wait,
He ends up, fighting the U.S. Army. They throw everything they have at him, and ultimately they end up calling the Fantastic Four to come in and help them. And there's a really good scene. I don't remember what happens to Invisible Woman. I'm going to tell you, as powerful as she is, she didn't serve anything against the Hulk.
Well, back then, all she did was really turn invisible. It
Yeah.
wasn't until like the '90s when she started. Oh, I'm just gonna put a force shield around your neck and cut off your air and do
right, or put it in your brain and expand it.
in this
Right.
scene. He's Mr. Fantastic said he's trying to tear him apart. He actually stretches him to its limits. He ends up blowing out Human Torch's flame. He just fizzles out of the sky. Him and Thing go toe to toe for a little bit, and they're over top of this like missile silo. And kind of like as a Hail Mary, the Hulk ends up punching the missile in the silo, and it blows up. This big nuclear explosion happens. And after this explosion happens, the army and Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman and Human Torch are like hiding in these caves. And in the distance, they see Ben Grimm in human form carrying Bruce Banner on his shoulder. And he's human. And you're like, oh, crap. Well, Bruce starts to come out of it, and he snaps his neck and kills Thing, or Ben Grimm. He kills Thing. Human Torch freaks out. He ends up flying out there, and the Hulk smacks him into another continent. Like he's gone. Like he smacks him out of the picture. He never comes back again.
Probably crushed every bone in his body.
Yeah, he backhands him, and he's dead. And while this is happening, Thor and Iron Man hear about it on like the TV, and they end up flying to go help out. They don't know each other. The Avengers haven't been made yet. They meet each other in like mid-flight, and it's kind of like, oh, hey, I know you. And they end up kind of like tag team fighting against the Hulk. And Thor even like supercharges Iron Man's suit up at one point, and he like shoots him with his special rays, and like Iron Man has some sort of like force field that can absorb the Hulk's blow, and like he's like trying to box the Hulk, and the Hulk actually grabs Iron Man in a bear hug and crushes him to death. He kills him. He kills so many people in this. It's amazing.
Let's be honest. What if magazines have a body count a mile long?
I know, but I mean that was the thing.
Right.
It's like, again, as a Hulk fan, I'm like, all right, who else can he wreck shop against? Because I love the Hulk versus the U.S. Army in general. Like that, those fights, they're always good. Helicopters and missiles and guns and soldiers, and it's like none of it's going to hurt the Hulk. But then when you bring in these other people and they don't stand a chance, it's like yes. But yeah, really good book, amazing story, horrible cover, but the interior art is great. I mean, it really is. It's a good. Again, it's a lot of good scenes to it. The artwork is really good.
The emotion on the Hulk's face is amazing.
Yeah, just a really classic looking Hulk. But I think people get thrown off by this goofy thing.
I hate that. How come we don't get to see panels with Hulk just leaping anymore?
I don't know.
I love the leaping Hulk panels. They're so much fun.
What if they gave him a pogo stick to ride on? He needed to go far. He bounced on his pogo stick and launched himself off.
Hulk.
That'd be great.
You got Lady Fantastic picking on you because you're hating on the Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Oh yeah. Well,
look, I like Bill Sienkiewicz, but sometimes he's a little too out there on something.
I just wasn't a fan.
Or maybe Hulk can have one of those hop along balls.
This is where Ben's carrying back Bruce Banner, and then he comes back, and he ends up crushing his neck.
Yeah, the crack. That's a brutal panel. Well, it's funny because whenever you saw a Hulk and Thing fight, I mean, you always knew that it was just going to be the Thing struggling to stay in the fight because the Hulk could smack him down whenever he wanted to.
All right. What are we? Are we at number 10? Or is this the spec book? Or
no, number 10.
Number 10.
And then an 11th with an extended story. Because I haven't heard any stories yet.
Okay, so this is number 10. There's no stories yet?
No, I'm just messing with you.
All right, so number 10. Oh, wait a minute. So we're not doing a spec one.
Yeah,
No, that's last.
It's 10-1-1. It's 10 books, an 11th book with an extended story, and then a spec pick.
Okay.
Did
Then
you
a
ever
shot
do
of
11,
whiskey.
Remy?
No. I've got. Which one isn't my favorite? All right.
I love the
This
90s
is
Hulk cartoon, Louis.
the Ghost Rider number 10 against the Hulk. This is the thing. If you wanted Hulk and Thor, this was the show for you. Phenomenal cover with a bike that doesn't make sense.
Right?
And Ghost Rider fighting both of them. Yeah, wait a second. Which direction is that thing going?
Yeah.
Oh, I think the Hulk just broke it.
Oh, okay.
Like he
Yes.
just punched it and broke the front.
And it's old school Ghost Rider bike.
It's the bike for driving around in circles. That's what
Leads
it
into
is.
number 11.
Ooh, what a great cover that one is.
But yeah,
Again, his flames being as effective on the Hulk as they were on Thor, huh?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
did you watch the Hulk cartoon from the 90s? Because Ghost Rider was on it.
Yes, yeah, I watched it. That was the one where he was jumping from space. He was jumping from asteroid to asteroid to get back to Earth. Is amazing.
Well, no atmosphere. You just keep going, and so
See, I love that cartoon. It's so good. It's so fun.
I thought all those cartoons were great. Like they did
They
such
were.
a good job. They did such a good job with those cartoons.
As long as you didn't need air to breathe, I mean, you're fine. Or did
Hey,
Hulk
you
have a
don't need
bubble
the air in
helmet?
the comics. You don't need them in the cartoon.
Wait, did Hulk have a bubble helmet?
No, he can hold his breath for like 4 years.
Why not? If Thor can hold up a bridge that's not really falling, then
Right? All right.
All right, so now we're into spec book,
No, now we're into
extended story.
yes, and then spec is last.
Okay. So my extended story.
dude, his spec says 10-1 odds on his spec book being Hail Crow, the DJ Lynx version.
Right?
No, that is good. That has tripled in value since I purchased it. So my extended story book is Justice League of America number 15.
Ooh.
And the reason this is an extended story is because the Atom is on Green Arrow's Arrow.
Oh, I wonder where they got that idea from. Or no, did
So
that come first?
this came out 27 years before this book came out.
Yeah, Gary.
I know. I realized when I said it, I was wrong because of the date and the cover. But I was like,
And so, which was like 20 years before the movie. But yeah, so my extended story. This was, and I have a video on it, but this was me cracking the case for Marvel stealing like a legit stolen cover thing, and something that was so iconic that they ended up adding it to the movies later. And I was like, man, yeah, this cover gets zero love, and most people don't even notice it. Like it's there, and it happened.
I think the Marvel cover just put it in better focus, and that's why.
Oh yeah, much better. Yeah, this is an amazing cover, but again,
Someone's gonna get it.
2 decades beforehand they had this, and it's the exact same thing.
Well, it's not like either of these companies have ever borrowed from one another before.
Oh yeah, I know, but like I said, for this was me cracking the case. 2
Right?
years ago when I discovered this, I was like, we're gonna make history now because nobody's ever seen
You
this.
go sleuthing.
I was like, nobody's ever seen this before. But yeah, so this was
What a weird looking villain on the cover too.
20 something years before they
It's
had
like he's
this,
fighting the
and it was
monster of
20-something years
Easter
before
Island.
the movie. So for all those who liked the Paul Rudd on the end of the arrow there, it was because of the Justice
ever stole
League.
from Marvel was Jack Kirby. Joe's asking if that's a Sikowski cover.
Remy says, maybe.
Yep. Yes, it is. It's
Why
my
not?
favorite person that you just said cover. No, I'm actually horrible at artists. It's definitely not my strong suit as far as who does what. I know certain styles I like, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love this, and then I find out it was done by a particular artist. I'm like, oh, I must love that artist. So
What issue was that?
this is issue number 15.
15?
15.
Oh, 50. Okay.
No, 1-5.
Oh, all right. Wow. Sorry. So let's see.
It does look like it rose up out of the ground of Easter Island. It's
The
like,
cover artist is Mike Sikowski.
see, there you go. Don't mess with Joe. He knows.
Had to look it up on the fandom.
Hey, I'm Joe Azuzu. This is a Kowski cover here.
All right.
Don't get it wrong.
All right.
After
So
a hard
what
day
is,
digging through dollar bins. Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, what is RemyQ's spec pick after we got his sleuthing story?
Ooh.
All right. So this is the thing. This is my spec book, and I know everybody's excited for She-Hulk.
God.
I know everybody's excited.
He
For
can't, he can't get through his own intro without laughing. You know it's good.
somebody somewhere said that the Wrecking Crew was going to be somehow associated with She-Hulk. So I have Defenders 18,
Ooh.
and this introduces the Wrecking Crew, and this is the Wrecker in all of his glory. And so I think, so this is the thing. I think this is going to be the next big. I think She-Hulk's going to be the next big thing. I think it's going to do better than all the movies and other shows combined. And what happens is when the Wrecking Crew is in this, they're going to be so popular, so wildly popular, that they're going to get their own solo thing going on, where they're going to dig into the Wrecker and into the Wrecking Crew in general. And I got to tell you, I'm holding gold here. This is gold right now, and I've got a Raw. Beat that.
Nice.
Is it a newsie?
Dude, that is such a fantastic cover.
I mean, don't, Remy. I'm just playing the stupid things that collectors try to do to hype a book.
Oh no, I was actually looking at it because it says Luke Cage and Wrecker appearance, origin first full appearance of Wrecking Crew, Thunderball, Pile Driver, and Bulldozer.
No.
That sounds like a film I saw the other night. Interesting enough, I think it might have been called The Wrecking Crew too.
Now, did you there's a couple issues that you'd probably be interested in, seeing you're a big Wrecker fan. And I think it's 125 and 126. I don't have them next to me, but I own them. Of Spectacular Spider-Man, where him and Julia Carpenter's Spider-Woman fight the Wrecker.
I don't think I've seen that. Yeah. I'll
It's a
have to
cool
look
little
those up.
2-issue story arc. Each book is about $8.
Yeah, I'll have to pick that up for sure.
Wrecker.
And again, the Wrecker's about to blow up, so everybody,
There
you heard
go.
it here first.
Yes, sir. Get on your Wrecker spec.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Wrecker? I damn near killed her.
Right. Get the Wrecker, get wrecked.
And that was a prize. It was not an AOK from DJ Links.
Now, why don't you have Spidey's powdered tumbler with the Wrecker on it?
Ooh, that would be cool. Or like a crowbar. I know
Right.
Spidey's powdered tumblers can really put anything on one of his tumblers.
What if he
Amazing.
powder coated
Reach out to
a
him on IG
crowbar
and
for you?
check out his YouTube channel.
I know he did you the machete. He could powder coat you a crowbar.
Ooh, is a crowbar the next one to get RemyQ Studios?
Right. You do need your own you do need your own wrecking crowbar.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that may be the next since I
Especially with that brick background. That would just be great.
Or he could have a trowel.
Right?
I'll leave that
gardener.
to Thor. We know Thor is the best bricklayer that we know. Okay.
All right. So the books, I thought you were going to have some odd picks. You had all fantastic, great picks. Like those were
Was it too
amazing. Well, no, because I don't know what to expect from you. Right? You're either going to bring all this heat, or you're going to bring some ones to make people giggle and throw them off their game.
Or
So
both.
I'm not sure what we're going to see from Remy. All I know is it's going to be fun.
Well, hey, I've got plenty more. So please, if you need somebody to fill in, set me up.
Absolutely,
I've got
because there will be second bookings of people on this show. Joe's already reached out to get on here again, so Joe will be coming back.
I mean, I think when you were talking about just like an odd collection, some of my books that I have, it's like a page that made me laugh, and then I had to get the slab because I was like, I don't even get to see it again.
Well,
But I'm like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
Just rip the page out and then slab the page. Get the no grade on it. But no, it doesn't matter. I got the page I wanted. It made me laugh.
Yeah, I just have the weirdest.
The rest of this book.
My collection is so weird, and it's not. I don't have a particular run. It's like I have a little bit of a golden age. I have some silver age. I have some bronze. I have some modern, and then I've just got wacky stuff. It's like I've got lovely lady covers.
The Trawler. There you go.
The Trawler.
Pretty good. That's a good one.
Have you any complete runs at all, Remy?
No.
Not even a one shot.
I've got a lot. I'm sorry, Gary. I lied. I've got a lot of complete runs. It's amazing. In fact, next time I might do 10-1 complete runs of RemyQ.
Sometimes on Tuesday taco night.
Right.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness!
I really wanted to do Secret War #8 and just show a bunch of them.
Right. Thought for sure you were bringing that acetate cover on the show tonight.
Oh yeah, no.
There you go. That would have been a good
That's
one.
my big checkbook.
Right. Oh goodness!
You actually could do that with like the whole original first run of Secret Wars. We also there by the time you get to your spec pick being like either the black cover or issue either 8 or 3, and then you got like wow.
Now, what did you think of the Thunder Thor? I can't remember what they called them.
Thunderstrike.
Thunderstrike. Yes. What did you think of that iteration of Thor in the comics? I always thought it was like really 90s goofiness.
Yeah.
His first appearance is in the giveaway box for Only Slabs.
Yeah, they had the whole Thor core deal, and there was like multiples, and I'm not a big fan of it. I just,
it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, like a lot.
Really like the stamp on your childhood.
There was a time when I would get books just for battles. Like I have so many boxes that are just like huge battles of like everybody, of this team, like the X-Men versus this guy, or the Avengers versus the Hulk. And it's like, I would just get these battles. So I would get like little runs for those stories. But it was a lot of like the big battles, and then the stuff in between. I wasn't a big filling guy for that. So yeah, the other Thors that they have, I'm not against it, and I don't. Maybe I'll start working on a run because I do have a lot of Thor books. That would probably be the one that I have the most of. Where if I wanted to actually do it, I could do it. But I'm trying to get some more of the Journey into Mystery books, anyways. So, I think that's kind of where I'm looking at now.
Yeah, Thor totally had Thunderstrike vibe. He did. Too much Thunderstrike vibes, not enough I'm a god vibes.
I remember seeing pictures of that, and I thought that's what they were going to go with it. Like I was like, how are they going to do this now? Like I thought they were going to introduce a whole nother Thor. I didn't know how they were going to do it. I don't know. Multiverse.
He was a clone. He was a clone. Marvel would never do that.
Well, they had that robot Thor for a while.
Was
he an LMD or a real Thor or robot Thor? Oh yeah, wait. Oh, you're talking about no. Okay, I know what you're talking. Civil War, right?
Yeah, where they had this robot Thor, which once Thor decided to come back, he just showed up and destroyed it. Yeah, good try, guys. That's not me.
because Robot Thor killed
Yeah,
Giant Man.
that's one of the things I love about Thor is that there's definitely a lot of good, very cocky lines that he throws out there, and then he ends up backing it up, and I'm like, yeah, like every time I'm like, yes.
That's the best part about him, though, is when he's had enough and he just goes complete God mode on something.
Mhm.
Oh, perhaps you've forgotten how powerful I am. Let's take a moment while I remind you.
Cue the 70s rock music.
Now, this is gonna sting a little. Oh,
They don't
no,
call
but
me
great stuff,
Sparky for nothing.
right? Death of Robot Thor and Tony Stark confrontation are so good. It's. I'm surprised you never read that, Remy.
No, I didn't dig into it. I haven't dug into it yet, unfortunately.
You would like the destruction of Robot Thor. No pretenders to the crown, Remy.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness. All right, guys, that's great. We've, of course, as we always do, we run long because we're talkers. So we'll start out first by Rob. What's coming up for you? I hear you have a new show that's 3 episodes in. What show could that be?
Well, actually, it's only 2 episodes have gone live so far. The 3rd episode will be not this Saturday because there is no show this Saturday, but the following week.
I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Well, you won't be. You won't be when you hear the guest. It's going to be the fabulous Mr. DJ Links.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
We,
back.
see, the
Pimpin'
problem is
merchandise.
we couldn't bring DJ Links in that quick. It was just too much for you to handle. So I have to give you a respite to let you down a bit first before we drop the DJ on you and give you that. Oh my God, it's DJ Links.
If you need a palate cleanser, Rob.
Right. Well, no, I'm actually going to be traveling. So
Okay. All right. That's different. That's different. I was going to say.
Yeah, no, that I have to go travel, take my son to university, get him moved in, and
Is
then
there going
next
to be
month.
a son of only slabs?
No, there won't. There's actually going to be just no. There might be a recording. I haven't decided yet. If there is, it's going to be the biggest slab I've ever unboxed. But if I don't, that'll just come later.
Right.
So there's a video tomorrow or Thursday. There'll be an unboxing video of some sort with a mystery box, and then Saturday I might do something, might not. But I'm traveling, and then but I'll be back in time to show up at Remy's place.
Ooh.
Saturday night.
That's right. Saturday night at RemyQ Studios, we turn the lights down, open up the bar,
Oh yeah.
and it's time for Remy's place.
Turn
Oh,
some of these
there.
off. Make it a little
Right.
more intimate for everybody.
That's right. Turn a disco ball on.
right. Now, are you tasseling up this week, Remy?
No. No tassels.
Tassel free.
Tassel free. Tassel free this weekend.
All right. Tassels are extra, damn it. You guys don't got that kind of money.
That's
Maybe
just
maybe
for
that'll be
ladies'
when I
night.
hit 1,000. I'll put tassels on.
Right.
Well, you've been working that. You've been practicing on that pole for a reason, right?
Well,
Absolutely.
You said it. Now you got to do it, Remy. You better start training on your dance.
Yeah, I know somebody's gonna dig in this clip.
All right, coming up on my channel, guys. Thursday we have Eddie from the Batcave on In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects, and then on the 20th we have Mars, That Comic Girl, on the Saturday edition of the 1011. And then next Tuesday we have Paul, who I think Rod's familiar with, from Sector 2815 on the 1011. So we got some great guests coming up. And Silver Knight Kyle on the 25th on In the Hot Seat. So we have some fantastic guests coming up and a lot happening. And without further ado, Remy, what is coming up on your channel, sir?
So Thursday we're gonna have a new episode of Let's Talk About It. I have Friday Angel maybe doing another comic-based cocktail. It's a very short live that she does. She tries to make a drink that is somehow related to comics, and the last one was terrible. And then Saturday we have
Wasn't that the Chip Gutler?
Oh yes, it was awful. It was awful. Yeah, chocolate chip ice
so you're
cream.
saying
and
that you're saying Chip Getler's awful.
it was awful.
Well, make sure I
That drink
understand you.
was terrible. Yeah, that drink was terrible. Saturday though, we have the Saturday night banter, and I have another chainsaw unboxing. I just need to finish editing it. I might actually release that tomorrow. So we'll see. It'll be, I don't know what day it will. It's either gonna be tomorrow or it'll be Sunday. So another chainsaw unboxing.
Nice. No comics for
It's another Gemini. It's another Gemini. I'm getting braver now. I was like,
and also, guys in the audience, we had a great turnout. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for coming out to support RemyQ being on the show. And Remy, thank you for coming on the show. I always love having you as a guest, sir. We'll have to do it more often. Always a lot of fun. And Rob, thank you as always for being a gracious co-host, man. Absolutely love having you be the wingman, sir. You're fantastic.
It's RemyQ, baby.
Right. But we will let things go. We're going to see a word from my sponsor, and then we're going to be out. As always, guys, keep it casual. Attention all, use channel sponsor Rogue Trader at theroguetraderutah.com and my code Keep It Casual for 10% off your comic cleaning and pressing needs. Remember, when submitting your books to be graded, use a trusted professional.